Hey, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, or good evening, wherever you are. So it's been a little while since I've been on Pest Finders Professionals. We have had various personal things to deal with, including deaths in the family, etc. So it's been a little bit of a time since we had the last episode, and the guests that I had that were coming on, we've had to kind of put that aside until we catch up. But anyway, I wanted to jump into something really important today, and this is something to do with voice search, and we're going to be busting some myths in voice search. So when we come right back, that's what we're going to jump into. This is really important for you guys in the pest control game. And you might find that it's not exactly everything that you thought it was. So when we come right back, we're going to jump right into it. God bless. Okay, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. And so, before we jump into this, if you are a pest control company and you would, and actually this episode will actually cover some of this, and you want to get found locally in your area, then check out Pest Finder Pro. Okay, it's pestfinderpro.com, and you can register. If you are listening to this podcast and you want a free basic membership, then just reach out to us at Pest Finder Pro or Pest Finder Professionals. Send us a message and we'll give you access. We'll give you a free membership. Or, of course, if you want a lifetime membership and want to promote your pest control company for life, then please reach out to us. Tell us that you want a life membership and we will give you a very, very special deal, only available from the podcast. So make sure you do that. So without further ado, let's jump in. So we're going to be talking about voice search. Now, AI is here, voice search is here, is going to be here for a long time. But I want to kind of bust some myths today, which is really important because I've had some questions recently where people have said, we need to jump into this voice search thing. We need to optimize for voice search. We need to get registered in these apps. And I'm sure you guys have seen it. And I'm absolutely 100% positive you have had either TikToks or Instagram videos telling you, quick, hurry, you must register for this because, you've got to be found in voice search, and voice search is the way to go. And this is how you're going to, and you can only get it by registering now. And I've actually seen recently as well where, quick, we've only got a few places left. And to get your maps rolling in there, you need to register for this voice search. That's effectively a load of bollocks, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very simple. And we're going to kind of bust these myths, and we're going to talk about voice search and the importance of it. As I've said before, it is here. It's growing. People are now searching for things online using their voice, but not in the way that you think it is. It's not something that you need to worry about as a pest control company if you are following the right kind of guidelines to do with your marketing and your SEO. So here's the big issue is that when you're a pest control company and you see these promises online from some of these SEO companies, or you see these promises in videos that you must register quickly because you're losing out and you're not getting found because you need to get into this app. You need to be registered on Amazon. You need to be registered on Google. You need to be registered. And there's only a few, like I mentioned, there's only places left. Guys, that is really just a FOMO marketing tactic. You essentially don't need that at all. And I'm going to prove that because voice search is built around natural language, right? And the reality is that if you're following the right guidelines with your SEO practices and your marketing practices, you don't need any specialist type of app. You do not need to rush to get the last few spaces on this app, right? Because essentially, voice search is getting driven by AI. It's getting driven by search engines. and they all have the same kind of premise, right? It's voice search is really about local SEO. So you don't need a special app. You don't need to register for a special service. You don't need to spend an inordinate amount of money just to get someone to recommend you or to put you on an app so that Google picks it up or Amazon picks it up or Spotify or whatever else that does this. And I'm going to give you some tips later on really how you can maximize your potential for voice search. The great thing, one of the things that I want to say about voice search is that if you're a small company and you do it the right way, you can compete with the big boys, right? You can compete with the likes of some of the big national household pest control companies out there. Terminex for one of them. You can compete with them. You don't need to be frightened of them because they're in the same boat. This kind of levels the playing field, essentially, when it comes down to getting found locally. Always one of the biggest things is to be found in local directories because that actually helps with your map citations, your local citations. But again, not all directories or platforms are the same. And so you need to kind of understand that there's a lot more goes into this. And also, voice search is not about you must get on there or your maps are not going to get found. You're not going to rank in maps. You're not going to do this. I mean, it's just kind of the blind leading the blind, essentially. So let's bust these freaking myths. Actually, one, you don't need a special app, as I've mentioned, at all. You don't need it. You don't need to buy into the FOMO. There's no reason for that because Google Search AI is going to be working. Any other AI software out there is going to be doing the same job. They're going to be identifying patterns. They're going to be identifying these things on there. You don't have to stuff loads of keywords in to be able to, I've seen that before, stuff these keywords in these voice apps, and you don't need all that, right? Because search is getting better and better and better every time, and AI is developing better and better every time. And while I've spoken before about utilizing AI, it can be a bad thing, it can be a good thing, and it's the same in this idea of having your company found with voice recognition or voice search. So here's really essentially what you need to understand. One, you need to be on Google Business, right? Because that's one of the ways that you're going to work with your local SEO. You need to have your services on there. You need to have your posts on there as well. You need to be able to put information about your business on there, the history. There's so much more to it. And I'm not going to go into this because that could be a whole other episode. But really, you need to be on Google Business, right? Your local SEO is important. Your local landing pages on your website, that kind of stuff as well. Okay, that is really important. Another thing that's really important, so you get found in voice search as well, is your mobile friendliness of your website and your content as well. Okay, because remember that the algorithms are now working with AI as well, and they're trying to identify patterns, right? So one of the things that you want to utilize in these patterns is the conversational language. How are you conversational? Again, you don't need to register for anything essentially that is an app or a SaaS application or anything like that just that specializes on this. If your local SEO and your content is good and your content's conversational, then you're going to get picked up on voice search anyway, right? You are. If you follow local SEO guidelines, if you get registered in good quality directories and you get good citation listings, oh God, I've been trying to get that. Do you know, anybody, if you're listening, you've never seen me, but if you're on the video, you'll see that I just caught a little fruit fly. That's pest control for you guys. He's been buzzing around my face for hours. Like I've not been able to get him. Still just got the little get now. So my apologies. Anyway, moving on. The conversational language that you have, that maybe the questions you write articles and things, questions about how to get rid of cockroaches, how to get rid of ants now, but you do it in a different tone. You don't just write it as an informational article, you do it as if it's a conversation. That type of thing, that type of content actually gets picked up. And here's the bonus thing that I want to talk to you about, guys, is if you really want to not pay loads and loads and loads of money for voice search and all these apps that are just trying to get you in there for no reason at all and trying to get you FOMO and missing out and everything else because this is the only way that you're going to get registered on maps or you're going to rank. I mean, again, as I said, it's a lot of rubbish. If you're conversational and you start to create connection in a conversational way from your website and in some of the other content that you do in your videos, and maybe you take the transcripts from the videos and you put them into your website and you sharing snippets. This is how you're going to get picked up. This is how the algorithm is going to pick you up anyway. It's going to pick you up for voice search. But here's a little tip for you guys as well, is you don't have to have a podcast, but why not jump on and do a conversational question and answer about a particular question that maybe someone sends in, right? In a conversational way, not in an article, theoretical, informational type of way, but a conversational way, right? You could even jump on with a colleague of yours and you do a kind of one-to-one kind of conversation about a subject matter. These things, these are the things, these are the extras that are going to get picked up for voice search. Because you're literally utilizing your voice. You can put that on an audio. You can host it if you're something that Spotify's got free hosting. You can put that on an audio, and that will help to get picked up for voice search. Google will be able to find that content and pick it up for voice search in the area. So you don't need to, it's not a big secret. It's not a black science that, voice search is something special and you need to, you need to get on a bandwagon or you're going to miss out. You don't. Guys, if you've got a pest control company, work on your local SEO, work on your content, be conversational on your content, be conversational in your videos, be intriguing, build curiosity in what you're doing. And that's all you need. Because the algorithm in AI is going to pick you up anyway. Don't spend out money you don't need on bells and whistles and trinkets that really you can do in your company anyway, right? Your content's going to play a massive role in it. Yes, you're going to have articles that are more theoretical, more informational, more direct, and that's going to serve its own purpose. But conversational question and answers in that way, and not just an FAQ that you can get to pick up in local snippets or stuff like that, just being more conversational in the content, being more conversational on audio, being more conversational in your video is enough for the algorithm and AI to pick up your content, your business and all that for voice search. So making sure that your Google business is up to date, making sure that you're listed in local citations, local directories, where you've got name, address, and phone number. That's essentially what the citation is, right? But also, here's the thing: like one of the things that we have in Pest Finder Pro is you can have a conversational. We've got a feature in our network where you can actually have conversational content. It's there. It's available for you. Probably a lot of the members don't even know it's there or could utilize it. That kind of thing will get picked up for voice search. You've got the ability to put your videos in there. Again, that can also help you. You've got the ability to put audio in there. Again, that can also help you. You can write articles. There's so much more that you can do. And it's not just about writing an article, but you could have a question comes in and have a conversational response to it. And it doesn't need to be massive. I mean, we've actually got a feature, it's like a question and answer feature that you could do in a conversational way. Now, I'm not just pushing that for the fact of pushing, our platform Pest Finder Pro. I just said you could get it in your own website. You can build it into your own website. There's so many different ways to do it. What I'm trying to get at, ladies and gentlemen, is the reality that you don't need to fall into the trap of this fear of missing out on something and having these little marketing videos out there by these, unscrupulous marketers that are saying, you've got to get in, you've got to pay for this, you're never going to get ranked. It's not true. Go out and research it. There's a lot of myths. In fact, actually go into Google and put in the myths of voice search. And that keyword alone will pick up probably AI and tell you what the myths are. Tell you that it's not something. Google Business, your local SEO is where you want to go with it, because that's how all that content and everything that's on there, that's how it's going to pick you up for voice search. Don't fall into any other trap. Guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you get more from that. Don't don't make it something that it really isn't, and realize that if you've got good quality content and you've got great audio, great video and everything else, then you're already on your way there. And that's more important than anything else. So if you've got any questions, then reach back to me, ask me anything. I'm happy to help. And if you're not in Pest Finder Pro and you want to get on there, then message us privately, because we want to give you a special deal, special for listening to the podcast. We've got a lot more coming up. Obviously, we're also going to be doing a spot on women in pest control. I'm looking forward to that. Got some interviews coming up there with that as well. I will be, hopefully this fall, I'll be going down to South Carolina University, maybe meeting up again with Dave Coyle and getting into the spider, some of the spider stuff that they're doing and the research that they're doing as well. So that's going to be interesting. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not a Pest Finder professional and you're just listening to this because you're interested, then remember that now we're coming into, well, we're already in it. This is stinging season. This is the season where the potential for stings from especially yellow jackets is quite high. So we're getting into that time of year. So if you spot yellow jackets, if you see the signs of nests, if you see burrows, if you see like wasp type insects going in and out of a burrow, don't approach them. They're very dangerous. They can sting multiple times and they're relentless. They will chase you. Very dangerous for families, very dangerous for children, and especially pets as well, who don't know any different. So if you have got signs of yellow jackets around your property or anything else, make sure you go into Pest Finder Professionals. Get in touch with one of our pros in your area. Find them, exactly what I'm talking about. They'll be registered on Pest Finder Pro. Get them in your local area, connect with them, give them a call, get them out, let the professionals deal with it. Don't tackle it yourself. And for all my colleagues out there in the pest industry, be safe out there, and also don't spend money where you don't need to spend money. Okay, just work on your quality content, and that's all you need to do. God bless.